Okay. So while I'm somewhat put together today and thinking fairly clearly, I want to share. I had a request from somebody to share my original injection story, and I actually think that this could be really helpful. A lot of us made really dumb decisions back in the day. I talked about in my last video that at least 30 women have contacted me, over 300 views on my first video. I know that's, nothing crazy, but there's a lot of us that did this. And if you're thinking about getting injections done, even if it looks like a legitimate place, make sure you really do your research, because silicone can ruin you for life. I'm still dealing with some stuff in my lip that I finally got evened out, but between my butt and my lip with the silicone injections, I pretty much ruined myself. I would have not had to do any surgeries. I wouldn't have had to do anything if I just would have left myself alone when I was younger, or if I would have done the research and done it the right way. And that's really what I want to get across in these posts, is that we are all gorgeous. We're all beautiful. None of us needed that enhancement to begin with. And if we really wanted it done, we should have really thought about it and done our research and saved up the money. But social media wasn't as big back then. YouTube wasn't as big back then. I'm pretty sure I had like a flip phone that barely took pictures. It doesn't seem like it was that long ago, but 2009, 2010 is actually a super long time, and everybody has been getting it done, and it's still happening all the time. I've had people actually message me and ask for my injector's information, and it makes me sad that people are still doing this because they're being told lies by the injectors, or they know friends that had it done that didn't have any issues. And just because your friends didn't have any issues doesn't mean that you won't. I had 2 friends that had it done, and neither one of them had any crazy issues, so I thought it was normal, and I thought I could do it too. And here's my story about my injections. So my friend gave me this girl's information. She'd been to her a couple times. She was a stripper and, the adult entertainment industry, worked with some pretty big names out there. And she got it done, and some of her friends got it done, so she sent me the girl's info. And I decided, since it was only $500 to $1,000, I didn't have anything to lose. So I drove from Virginia down to North Carolina. I had contacted the girl. I am sure it was a throwaway phone. She told me her name was China. Yeah, China. So whatever, I saved her in my phone as China Booty. And I had to book a hotel room and call her when I got there. So that's what we did. And we booked a hotel room. If you want to call it a hotel, it was definitely a rat motel in North Carolina. My friend and I, she drove me down there. We booked it. We went inside. I texted the girl. She showed up 30 minutes later. She already had the stuff in syringes. It was clear. She asked if I had any questions. I asked her what it was. She told me it was called Biogel. She explained to me that it was legal in other countries, but since the U.S. is a little bit more strict on things, for a reason, the U.S. had not approved it, and this had been done in Colombia and Brazil for years and years and years and years and years, and there was no problem with it, and the girl had been doing herself. So I asked to feel it, and I looked at her body, and I figured, hey, if you're doing it to yourself, there's definitely nothing to lose here. So I laid on the bed with my butt out. We talked about where I wanted more fullness, which was the top and the sides, right where my indentations are. You can see those in my other video and my pictures on my Instagram and stuff like that. But it was flat before, and I wanted her obviously to round the top out, and I was just being greedy. And she told me she put 500 cc's, so that would be 250 cc's of this clear liquid. Literally these huge needles. She just stuck it straight into my butt cheek and squished it in. And then she put some super glued toilet paper on top of the holes and told me not to take the toilet paper off for 3 days. She told me to take ibuprofen, and she told me to massage my butt, and that was it. And then she sent me home. We didn't check out, we just left. And we drove back to Virginia 3 hours. I had to lay on my stomach. She told me not to lay on it or sit on it. So I went home. I got a fever within a few hours to the point where I was hallucinating. I didn't have anyone there with me because I didn't tell anyone besides my friend that I was getting it done, and she went to work. I texted the girl and I said, hey, I'm hallucinating. I'm getting really sick. I can't move. I'm feeling horrible. It's been, 12 hours now. I can't get out of my bed. She told me to take ibuprofen 800, and she told me not to go to the hospital because they would arrest me for getting illegal injections. So, stupid me. Luckily I survived, but I didn't go to the hospital. I didn't get any help at that time. My butt actually turned black after those initial 3 days of fever, to the point where I literally couldn't get up off the bed. I had to crawl to the bathroom. I don't even remember those few days. And after those few days, my butt started turning colors. It actually did turn black, and that's why I got the tattoos that you can see in my original or in my surgery videos and all my pictures. I got those tattoos to actually cover the discoloration, which usually discoloration means necrosis, so that means dead tissue. So the silicone actually killed my tissue and created a reaction in my body, and my body killed my own fat because of it. And so I lost volume in my butt rather than making it larger. And I just decided to live with it because I figured I just made a stupid decision. I didn't even know the removal was out there until I started searching for BBL doctors. I wanted to fill those indentations out, thinking that I could just put fat there. And after watching YouTube videos, that's the worst thing you can do when you have silicone injections, is to mess with it, without removing it. So that's why I decided to go through the removal surgery and do these videos, because not everyone knows that. And a lot of girls I've talked to have either went and gotten BBLs, or they were kind of planning on doing the same thing. And I think it's just good for us to know that, we really need to get the poison removed from our bodies before we mess with it too much. And we all made these dumb decisions. There's injectors all over the country by different names. Some of them went to prison, some of them didn't. Some of them probably are dealing with issues on their own. And this whole epidemic is just horrible, and I hope that these videos are reaching somebody, just anybody who is thinking about this process or thinking about getting injections done. And I just want to remind you, like I do in every video, that if you want work done, go for it. But do your research. Make sure you talk to real people who've been to the doctor, read real reviews, see the videos, Don't just go to a room in the back for some $500 or $1,000 thinking that you're going to get a bigger butt, because that's not the way this works. In reality, you'll end up having a smaller one. You'll probably down the road have all these problems like some of us, and then, we have to get this expensive surgery, and I'm paying almost 20 grand for a butt that I could have paid for back in the day and not had to deal with any of this. So I really hope that you guys are finding some value in these videos, and I'm going to work on my tech savviness. And as always, you can contact me, Instagram, Facebook, email, here, whatever you want to do. So, mwah. I hope you're all safe and healthy, and happy holidays.